Hello, hello, hello. I'm Simona Costantini, and I'm obsessed with helping you connect to your purpose and teaching you about all things mindset, business, podcasting, and everything in between. I realized I deserved and wanted more from this thing called life, so I changed my beliefs, healed my hurt, and made it my mission to help you do the same. I'm a recovering people pleaser turned life coach and podcast producer. I teach busy business owners how to confidently fall in love with their life and business and live it on their terms. On this show, you get everything raw and real, from inspirational guest interviews to deep dives into topics like life, relationships, business, purpose, growth, and mindset. I lay it all on the line every single time. Think of this as your one-stop shop to help you live a more purposeful and inspired life. This is the Happiness Happens podcast. Are you ready to hear this inspiring conversation? Let's dive on in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode on the Happiness Happens podcast. I'm so excited to be back on here today with a solo episode. I love doing these solo episodes because it takes me back to when I first started my podcast, in that I would do all of these solo episodes, only like 15 minutes, to bring you different tips and tricks to help you live your life more on purpose, but also to help you feel a little bit less alone. And that idea of feeling less alone is something that I have heard over and over and over again about the show, is that the different lessons taught, learnings shared, and all of those great things are all what help you feel less alone when you're listening, in that what you're experiencing doesn't feel as lonely, you know? So I really love that this podcast has been able to bring that and do that for you. And I love even more that I get to come on here with solo episodes every now and again, just to share a little bit about what's on my heart and what I'm feeling this season, if you will. So I want to talk today about tips to taking a leap of faith. And I want to talk about this today because I have had a lot of life transformations in the last 6 months. A lot of things that have happened because I've really, done the work to tune in and to take that leap of faith and to get aligned. But what I want to say on this is that it's not always easy to take that leap of faith. It actually takes a lot of work and a lot of self-trust to be able to make that shift happen within yourself, and to know that even if you fall, you'll catch yourself. So I want to talk about this today because I feel like we all need a little bit of a reminder that the situations that we're in right now are not permanent. And we actually do, even though it doesn't always feel like it, we do really get to create our reality and create what we want every single day for ourselves. And all of the decisions that we make are choices that we make, right? Whether we're choosing to move or to not move, that's a choice. Whether we're choosing to believe in ourselves or to not, that's a choice. And if we're choosing to act or not, that's a choice. And they're all choices that we get to make because ultimately we're the creators of our own life, right? So if you think about this idea of taking that leap of faith, I want you to think about, at the core and the crux of it all, what is really holding you back from taking the jump, from just putting one foot in front of the other. Ultimately, what's stopping you from doing that is your own beliefs, is your own self, your own perspective, and your own feelings of worthiness in what you feel you're worthy of having. So not always something that we think about right away, but very important to bring to light, is that everything that is in your life is a reflection of who you are as a person, right? Who you are, what you do, how you help people, how you don't. All of these different things are reflections of what we put out into the world. I love this thing that one of my clients talks about on her podcast. She talks about this idea of your own acts of grace and your own universal bank, and what you put in to this and is what you get out of it. And her name is Geronda, and her podcast is called The Geronda Experience. And she is just such an incredible person. She is so incredible. She's a medium oracle. She's just on a whole other level of being incredible. And everything that she talks about resonates with me deeply, because what she says ultimately is that all of these things really do, at the core of you, come down to who you are. So, leads me to thinking about this idea of leap of faith, because it can be really hard to know when to take that leap of faith, when to take those, when to listen in and really think about those different nudges that are within you. And what is based within you is either coming from alignment or it's coming from ego, right? And so it's about learning how to differentiate the two of them in what is your ego mind and what is actually in alignment for you, and how are these two different things co-creating your reality together. So I want to talk quickly a little bit about 3 different points to taking that leap of faith. The first one is you need to trust and believe in yourself. It's so important to really think about that relationship that you have with yourself. If you can't trust yourself and if you can't trust your own decisions, you're going to have a really hard time creating that reality for yourself. And you're going to have a really hard time jumping in with both feet and taking that leap, right? You're going to have a really hard time believing that what you can create, who you are, and all that you bring to the table is enough. And so I think that this is so important to bring to light, is that you really do need to trust and believe in yourself. And I also want to just say too, I have my dog with me today and he's trying to get up on my chair as I'm recording, and it's really cute. If you're watching the video, you might be able to see him. Hi, Mr. Gus. Hello. He's sweet and he's a puppy and he just wants all the love all the time. So I love that about him. Okay, the second one is developing a practice that helps you tap into your intuition. So if you're wanting to take a leap of faith, any type of leap of faith, you really want to develop a practice that you can rely on, that really allows you to connect back to who you are in your soul, who your spirit team is, your guides that are guiding you through all of these different phases and areas of your life, right? So you want to develop this practice that allows you to tap into your intuition. And this practice can be anything from meditation, going for a walk, doing a workout, journaling, writing, chatting with a friend, dancing, cooking, cleaning. It can literally be coloring. Like, it could be anything that allows you to tap back in and to really get back in touch with your own intuition. Some things for me that I absolutely love to do are meditation for sure. I like to journal on new moons and full moons. I'm not a journaler every single day, unless something really heavy is going on and I need to process it, or if there's something that I really want to share or, celebrate. But I'm typically like a new moon, full moon type of person when it comes to journaling. And I also really love to do Reiki. It's one of my favorite things. My friend Nicole is a Reiki master, and she does the most incredible sessions every Wednesday. And her sessions are just awesome. They're group Reiki sessions, and the price is really affordable. So I highly recommend. I'll put her links in the show notes so you can get in touch with her. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about why developing a practice helps you tune into your intuition, because it's giving you this chance and this opportunity for stillness, right? It's giving you this chance to really get quiet and listen to your inner nudges, what you really want right now in this moment. What are you needing to process? What are you needing to let go of? What story is holding you back right now, right? All of these different things are so important and so key in helping you tap into that intuition, to really dig deep and understand what's blocking you or what's supporting you in taking that bigger leap of faith. And then the last one, and this one is so much easier said than done, you guys, but it's just start, right? That idea of really just leaping in and starting. The magic really does happen when you put one foot in front of the other, because this can be like massive jumps or it can be small steps. It doesn't really matter as long as it's action oriented in the direction of what you are trying to achieve and what you're trying to do. So I want to leave you with these tips today. Super short episode, but I ultimately don't believe I don't need to drag out the conversation, right? Like, if I've delivered all of everything I need to deliver in this message to you today, that is perfect. And the timing that happens in doesn't ultimately matter. So I'm going to recap really quick. the 3 different points. So the first one is really needing to trust and believe in yourself and your decisions. The second one is developing a practice that allows you to connect deeply to your intuition and to all of your desires. And then the third one is just starting. It's just really, taking the action behind the intention. It's really getting clear on what you want. And it is really believing that you just put one foot in front of the other and you're going to be okay. And you're going to be able to take that leap. And you're going to find that inner trust, and you're going to find that inner knowing and that deeper purpose and that deeper meaning, right? So I want to leave you with these points today. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode on the podcast. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful for your, love on the show. I'm grateful for your reviews. I'm grateful for all of your comments on my social media. I'm grateful for even being connected on social media. And I'm truly, truly just really grateful for you. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me for the last 2.5 years. I'm so grateful. And I'm wishing you an absolutely incredible, incredible, incredible day ahead. Thank you for listening to this episode today. Be sure to share it with someone you know needs to hear this message. There are lots of people who are looking to take that leap of faith right now that may not know where to start. So these 3 places are really good places to start. So thank you all so much. I cannot wait to see you on the next episode. And if you're binging this, I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on the future episodes and the past ones. Okay, have an amazing week. And remember that happiness happens when you're least expecting it. Well, it looks like we've made it to the end of this episode. I'm so grateful for you tuning into this week's episode, and I cannot wait to see you over on the next one. If you loved this conversation and this topic as much as I did, please feel free to leave us a rating or a review wherever you're listening. It takes just a second, and it is so important for us so that we can make sure to deliver this content to those who need it. I'm wishing you the most beautiful day wherever you are in the world, and remember that happiness happens when you're least expecting it.